Wow. Alright. Wow, your underlying energy is the same as Pisces. Alright, y'all. So you guys have the Three of Pentacles, which indicates here that there is, some planning for the future, looking out and figuring out if there's even a future to plan for. Okay? Alright, this is planning a future with a group of people. Typically, this is a love reading, so I would also assume this is planning the future with your significant other. So underneath here, the Nine of Pentacles. Some of y'all are single, so this could be planning for the future in regards to how you see yourself being in a relationship or being in a relationship with somebody, because there's a lot of independent energy here. Okay, independent energy, and it's because of some pain that y'all might have felt before. Let's look at this, Aries. All right, let's get into this. All right, so the current state of being right now is the Page of Wands. Y'all having fun. You're living lighthearted energy. You're on little adventures. You guys are flirting. All right, you're feeling that vibe, that good energy of just being an Aries. It's wonderful. All right, you getting that page energy. All right, so for some of you guys, this could be like there's flings everywhere, or offers of some sort of passionate energy. You guys could be hitting that stuff up, right? There could be things going on that are coming your way in regards to that energy. So what you guys want to be is a little more serious. So, or maybe you guys want someone around you that is very serious, that takes you seriously, that has the truth, that doesn't buckle, someone that has boundaries, someone that believes in a certain way of being. But also, all in all, someone that's super serious. I feel like this could be you. You guys want to be serious. You may want to have a more serious relationship, or a more serious partner right now, because the thing that's keeping you from being, having this energy, the serious energy, is the Queen of Wands, who's a lot more fun, a lot more outgoing. She's more out there. She attracts people, right? Her energy is high. She's always the vibrancy. And I feel like it may be that there's a lot of trying to be a certain way as well. The Queen of Wands is very authentic with herself, okay? She's always authentic. How she feels and what she's, how she is. But the thing is, I feel like there may be a lack of authenticity here. Because the Queen of Swords, she's always true. She's always honest. She is the authentic queen, alright? Just as much as the Queen of Wands is very authentic in regards to being herself, she's very authentic in regards to her truth. She don't play around. So I feel like there may be, for some of you guys, you may have, having a hard time finding yourselves. Having a hard time looking at what who you are, looking at who you are, because you guys are in a gilded cage right here, right? You guys are bored, but you're also very single, very eligible. You guys are very confident, independent in yourself, but then at the same time, you don't know where to go. You're planning for the future here. Not a bad card, the Three of Pentacles, but I do get the sense that there is some sort of situation where looking in the future is a little bit more difficult because there's not a lot of serious energy here. The Queen of Wands is you guys. What's standing in your way from being more serious is yourselves, and it's because of the Nine of Swords. Perhaps there was a dealing with an impulsive energy in the past, or somebody was very impulsive with you. Because the Nine of Swords rather, he comes in really fast. He knows what he believes in. He's very adamant and serious about one thing, but he can be very aggressive and very he can be very aggressive about how it is. So somebody could have been very aggressive with you. Or somebody could have been just combative in a sense. But most importantly, I feel like this person was maybe very, impulsive with how they were handling situations, how they were communicating. And it was just it's hard to deal with sometimes with this energy. So if whoever you're dealing with here, they're hard to deal with. But you maybe want this person to grow up, right? Maybe this person wants to grow up. But then at the same time, it's going to require maybe you to step into power of a little bit more seriousness yourself, in a sense. We'll see in a second. But the thing here is that there is a lot more fun here. Currently you're flirting, you're starting something new, you're on something, a new adventure here. The goal is the Queen of Swords, which could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, right? Someone that's more serious, that has a different mindset, who's believes in their truth, who's authentic in their truth, who comes at you and communicates with you honestly and authentically. But the thing that's keeping you from this is the Queen of Wands, which could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or somebody that that's attractive, or someone that is larger than life in a sense. There can be very ruthless energy here too. And the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands, they can kind of go hand in hand when it comes to ruthless energy. Right? Because she doesn't stop at nothing to get whatever it is that she wants. If she wants them, she's going to go get it. You stand in her way, you're going to get beat up. This is how it is. and then this Knight of Swords with her right behind her. Oh no, you're gonna get tall up. So I feel like with the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Swords, these two hand in hand, there's a lot of ruthless energy going after whatever it is that you want. Going after whatever it is this individual wanted in the moment. So somebody could be just really aggressive in how they get stuff and how they communicate that. They could be very aggressive, and it may require, that's probably why you may want this Queen of Swords who's willing to cut people. Just cut them off. Just cut it. Because here in your advice, you have the Three of Swords. So you guys may be wanting to be the Queen of Swords because you don't like this individual anymore. You don't feel them. You're not feeling them. They're your queen, potentially, that this is your other half, or someone that you feel very connected to, or this is your partner, but at the same time, they're coming at you with all kinds of rudeness, or they're just coming at you a little bit too hard. You may be like, it may have to, have a lot to do with some old triggers, or some things that keep coming up. Yeah, the Three of Swords talks about, heartache, talks about not sadness, but old issues that you may be dealing with, right? But looking at the situation, looking at the heart, looking at the pain, okay? There may be that this is a bit of a distraction because this is not the serious, crazy, hardcore rudeness that you're dealing with all the time. Maybe you're dealing with someone that hurts you on a daily basis, or someone that you feel that has hurt you before, and they just don't know what they're doing. They just are tunnel visioning one aspect, and they're not looking at how you are feeling. Alright, because this is a relationship reading. The only cups I see is the Page of Cups, and that's not necessarily what I want to see in regards to a relationship. And you know what hurts you because you have the Sun in the feelings. Alright, I don't think this is necessarily happiness, because your advice is to look at old issues, look at the triggers. This could be you that's kind of going out there and being impulsive, and going with whatever your heart's desire in that moment, right? Find what you believe in. You could be very aggressive and very combative with individuals because potentially you have had hurt in the past, but you have clarity in your emotions. You feel like you know what you love, right? Or just this could be some of you that are doing that, right? Going out there just kind of being impulsive because of some old issues that you've experienced in the past, right? Just kind of just being the you that you can be. Or this could be that you are dealing with somebody that's crazy. Someone that's just rude, and someone that's combative, someone that's willing to just tackle you down for certain things. Okay? And these are bringing up either old issues, or these are hurt, these are pain. These Three Swords here. But in your feelings, you know what's going on, you know what's up. You have clarity here. There's clarity in your emotions. It may not be full-fledged happiness. You may not be feeling that, the greatest thing ever. But you have some clarity of how you're feeling. The thing that may be the hopes and fears is coming up to the High Priestess. I don't know if this is necessarily saying that you hope to be more secretive. I think you fear that you might clam up, or there may be secrets or something that's hidden. This is also about talking about going by your intuition. You may have this could be talking about you wanting to go with the flow. Maybe you want to receive some more. Maybe you've always been going after things. Maybe you've always been going after love. But you want to be the person that is actually the receiver now. You maybe want to be someone that is wanting to just gain something, to get something, not have to always fight for it. Okay? Because this could be that you're in a constant battle of always having to get something, but you're not you're not in a position to always receive, right? You're always in a position of going to get it. You're always the yang energy. And maybe you guys just want to get something back. Maybe you guys want to see some reciprocation. Maybe you guys want to be more passive. And when I say that, I mean just letting things come to you. Manifesting and being yourself and allowing things to come to you. That you actually have to, always do something all the time. Because in your outcome, you have the Page of Cups. So this is something coming in. This is a heartfelt offer. Something that is, very precious to this individual is an offer of love. And this is something that can also, mean something new. Nothing huge, but it's a small little thing. It's a little romance. Small little romance. I'm going to clarify a couple things. Aries, to see what's going on. Why is the Queen of Wands in the obstacle? What do you mean about the Queen of Wands being in this obstacle here? The Tower. Okay, yep. And the Knight of Swords, what's that? Page of Pentacles. Okay. And the High Priestess and the Hopes and Fears, what's that? What does that mean? The Moon. Yeah, you don't want no secrets. Okay, that's interesting. You're hoping for things to come out from the dark. Because you have clarity in your soul, but you don't want nobody to know, I think, perhaps, what you feel. It's really weird. That's really weird. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Maybe you don't want anybody to know how you feel. Or maybe you just want the truth to come out. Maybe you hope that this phase of secrecy, like maybe you're in a period where you're not really open about how you feel. And you want to just communicate that. You want to communicate how you feel. You want to be open about how you feel about certain situations. You have the Sun here. You know exactly how you feel. You know exactly how you feel. The opposite of this would be the Moon. The opposite of how you're feeling would be High Priestess. Because you're keeping it on the low down. You're keeping it secret. Maybe you want somebody to know how you feel. Maybe you want somebody to tell you how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, the High Priestess talks about secrets, right? Maybe you just want something to come out of the dark. The Queen of Swords is very honest. The Knight of Swords is super honest. He ain't beating around the bush. And the Queen of Wands is honest. You got a lot of honest people in this reading. I don't see any liars or anything that can be concealed here. But I feel like you just want the truth to come out. Or you want something to come out. You're hoping for the High Priestess, like the Moon. Whatever's being concealed right now, whatever's not being seen, you want it to be seen. Because the Moon is it's hiding stuff. It's confusion. It's not, it's not clear. But here with the the Queen of Wands, like back to what I was saying, yeah. Queen of Wands was making stuff happen. The Tower, drastic changes, things that crumbling down. This is a total change of a situation, starting from scratch. Okay, she was making stuff happen. And the Knight of Swords, it was coming up with the Page of Pentacles. Somebody could have offered you something long term, but I feel like ultimately this is the work that needed to be done. It was tedious and a little bit boring, but you were doing it because you believed in something. You were fighting for something. Well, the Knight of Swords was. It could be someone that you're dealing with, that offered you something, but they're very aggressive in how they were offering it to you. Or this could be you, right? This could be you in regards to, to however you were, handling your love life right now. But the point of the matter is, I feel like there's just somebody here. It's just. That's a little too aggressive with you. That's a little bit too aggressive. They change a lot of stuff. They make things happen. Yes. But they're aggressive in how they do it. And yes, it's towards the Page of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is coming up here. But at the same time, look at the top. You saw that the Devil was underneath the Nine of Pentacles. So that's talking about some unhealthy energy, toxicity a little bit. But I do get this feeling, though, that this person just comes at it a little too hardcore. And I feel like maybe the truth needs to just come out about how you feel about the situation, how you feel about this individual being a certain way. If they're being aggressive with you, if they're a little bit too much, if they're impulsive, if they're snappy whenever you say something. If you can't really communicate with them in the get-go, how you see the future, then yeah, it's honestly, you're just going to have to lay it down straight. This is how I feel, and I don't like how you treat me. Aries, you know what I mean? Because what you want is the thing to come out. You don't want a secret. You don't want to be secretive. You don't want to be a secret. Or you don't want your emotions to be kept down anymore. And that's why the Page of Cups is probably coming up, because you want to be just open. Now, this may not necessarily be that this person around you is super aggressive. It could be that this person around you that you see is very popular and have a lot of people around them. And this could be just like you want to tell them how you feel about the person, but you're afraid of rejection potentially, or that person that that you're dealing with. You've had situations perhaps in the past where you've had some bad outcome with the Three of Swords. But either way, I feel like it's something in regards to opening up and communicating what you're feeling to deal with those old issues. Let's see what the romance angel says about this reading here. Forgiving and learning. Jeez, that's what Pisces got. That's crazy. So As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. Okay. Okay, that's what, that's what Pisces got. And I see that, because the Three of Swords, you when you look at the Three of Swords, you are noticing the pain that you're experiencing, and you're going to heal it, because you recognize what's there. Right? It's like no longer hiding from the truth, and no longer hiding from what doesn't make you truly happy. Right? It's no longer putting yourself in a position where you have to kind of keep your emotions closed up, or pushing them off to the side. You're looking at those pains, you're addressing them. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at your wisdom of the Oracle here. Alright, what does the wisdom of the Oracle say for your love life? What does the wisdom of the Oracle say for additional advice for your love life? Not for you. Wow. I was just talking about rejection. Rejection is God's protection. That's what this message is pretty much saying, right? Sometimes if somebody's offering you something and you don't want it, or if you are offering someone else something and they've turned you down, right? It's not because that they, it wasn't the right time for you. Sometimes it could be, but it's that there's something bigger and better out there. This person just may not be the person that you're looking for. The person that's exactly what what you want. You know what I mean? So I do get this feeling here that with all this happening, it could be that you may be wanting to go ahead and extend an offer to somebody, but you probably got hurt. You probably got rejected. You probably got put, probably got said no in a rude way. Probably somebody may have been very rude with you, or that somebody just told you straight up no. But the thing here is, right, it does, just because it's not happening now doesn't mean it will never happen. And on top of that, just because this person turned you down, don't mean that this doesn't mean the person was perfect. You know what I'm saying? This person might not have been just for you. Maybe this person was literally just like something else crazy and totally would have pushed you off your track. You're probably doing the exact right thing right now too, considering how you have the sun here, you have the flirting, you're extending an offer here. But it's if this person is coming up as aggressive and everything like that, if that's who you really want to be with, then that's who you want to be with. But I don't think so. I feel like this person just may not be the right person for you.